So it's kind of crazy to see the divide. This woman, we're going to not show her. This is insane. I haven't seen anything like that. But, hey, welcome to New York City. Welcome to NYC. So there's people being confronted here. I don't know. It looks like, I don't know if they're BLM or Antifa or they just seem like counter protesters. And it looks like they're talking to a Trump supporter. And hopefully it doesn't get hostile or anything like that, but they are talking back and forth, going back and forth. Oh, he's trying to sell them on I think they're probably BLM. Trying to sell the narrative that cops are literally trying to hunt down black people. It's not true.
See these groups, it's okay to talk about, oh, what about black crime and police brutality, yada, 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 yada. But in reality, if you look at the numbers, we're 13% of the population that commit 52% of the crimes. And if you looked at last year when it came to who was killed unarmed by police, it was 19 white people killed by police, 9 blacks. But yet all we hear from the mainstream media are blacks are getting killed by the police. Blacks are being hunted in the streets, like LeBron James, like Queen James said. And that's not true. And so
Yeah, that's not true. And my thing is this, there is a problem with police brutality. However, we need to talk about all of it, not just when it fits a particular narrative or storyline, because cops are people at the end of the day and people make mistakes. So we can highlight that and actually move the needle if we focused on all instances of police brutality and not politicize it and try to drive a false narrative. Because at the end of the day, statistics don't back it up, but they lie with statistics. They'll say these many black people were shot and killed by the police, but they won't tell you the story about the individual case. They just want to lump them all together. I'm like, well, did they leave out the part conveniently that the black guy had a knife and he was running towards the cops? I mean, it's funny how that works. When the facts come out and contradict the narrative, then they head for the hills. And we're not trying to disprove their narrative so much as we're trying to tell them to tell the whole truth, because then you can actually do something about it. Yes. How many black people that were killed by the cops had guns or killed somebody or they were a threat? You know?
I totally agree. And they think by attacking the police is defunding them will benefit black people by defunding the police. But they don't realize when they defunded them they defunded the police by $1 billion here in New York. And what happened was the first people to get hit in the police force were the dispatch. So who uses dispatch the most in New York City? It's going to be people in the inner cities. They need dispatch the most. So if dispatch is losing their jobs, they're going to be affected the most. It's not going to help them in a good way. It's going in a negative way, not a benefit. But yet they don't know that.
I got a question.
Yeah, man. So yeah, we're getting close to the Times Square. We're a couple blocks away on this frosty day in New York City. I love it here. I'm going to come back when it's warm. But thanks to everybody that supports.
What is up, everyone? Please take a second to hit it in a short period of time. The more people the algorithm will bring into the chat to come hang out with us and see what's going on. It's been a while since we've been live, and since then, when we covered the CPAC event where President Trump had spoke, everything he said, as I stated in the video, was going to cause issues, and it did. YouTube attempted to strike my account, even though I had stated in the video, and we're going to do that again just in case, just so everyone knows. This video is to not influence anyone in any kind of way or for any reason. This video is for entertainment purposes only. So that is the disclaimer that saved me last time, and we're going to probably have to keep putting that in there just in case. As a lot of you are stating, I see in the chat, Right Side Broadcasting, which is who we're covering right now, they were hit with a strike on their account. Their YouTube account for the same exact reason. Unfortunately, their appeal as of right now did not save them. Hopefully, it all gets straightened out and they get brought back on. Something interesting that I've heard since I've been watching this is they're live streaming from Rumble. I went to my Rumble account because I have a Rumble account, and there's no way for me to go live. I contacted customer service. I told them that Right Side Broadcasting is streaming live from there, and I would like to also do the same. And they just sent me a email back saying that's not possible. that live streaming from Rumble is not available to the public. So apparently I don't have a high enough status to be able to live stream from Rumble, but apparently it will be happening soon if Right Side Broadcasting is already using that feature. So we will look forward to that because we definitely need a way to get away from YouTube. You know, their censorship and communism crap is outrageous. So we're going to keep it here, and shout out to everyone watching on D Live. I really appreciate you guys. But yeah, as soon as Rumble or even Odyssey, I've heard people talking about Odyssey. I haven't tried their platform yet, but I plan on doing so. But we're going to try and venture out and see what we can do about getting away from YouTube. Right now, YouTube is kind of got the most financial stability right now, which is why I try so hard to jump through their hoops to make sure that we can, you know, keep sharing the truth, as well as everyone's on YouTube. You know, and in order to show the truth, you have to show the truth of where the people are. And due to the way cell phones are marketed, YouTube comes built into every cell phone sold in America. So I got to try to do my best to stay here. But as soon as these other platforms liven up, let you live stream, we will be working our way over there. So I see we got some action going on. Let's see what's happening.
First police officers in the NYPD, thank you so much for what you're doing, because without them, imagine what would happen without the NYPD out here, folks. They'll be attacking us because of our beliefs, because we have independent thought, we have independent minds, and we think for ourselves, and we don't follow a narrative. So we don't follow that narrative, they attack us physically. They are the ones who are fascists. That's what fascism is, sir. They got to follow a certain narrative, or they're going to be at risk of being imprisoned, being attacked, being murdered, in some cases, unfortunately, with Antifa and Black Lives Matter. And even Beverly Beatty's situation, she got stabbed by Black Lives Matter. So this is the people that are supposed to be pro-black, pro-Hispanic, pro-LGBTQ, pro all this, but yet they're the ones out here acting foolish, attacking people. You know, and you see us MAGA supporters.
Hey, thank you so much, Smokey SGT. I really appreciate the donation and all the support. Thank you for being here.
Aggressive. We're not being threatening people. We're not doing none of that stuff. They come to our events to attack us. We never come to their events, ever.
So just kind of a disclaimer.
You'll never see MAGA people there, ever. When we have our events, they always...
Well, like I was just going to say, I am not allowed to show pew-pew sticks on the screen.
Equality or equality, right?
So there probably will be abrupt moments where I have to black screen it just to save the integrity of the account. Just so be aware of that. With all these officers here, there's no doubt about it. We're going to have to black screen a couple times, just so you guys are aware.
The country, and this is what we got to deal with just here. You know,
there is no way for me to turn the sound up. I think it has to do with the way Right Side Broadcasting has their setup. They're used to streaming from YouTube, and they had to kind of revamp what they have going on to restream from, or to stream from Rumble and Periscope and everywhere else they're streaming right now. There's no way for me to turn it up. I will work on it. I'll see what I can do, but right now the volume's maxed.
Me down, but I didn't pay it any attention because we were so bunched up together. I didn't know because we were, trying to funnel in this area, and you got cops on bikes or whatever. Anyway, somebody fell to the ground, but they knocked me, and then I heard someone had a knife. I turned around to see who it was, and then the cops already jumped in. So I'm fine. Everything's good. We got law enforcement here keeping everybody safe. But you got Antifa over here with knives. I mean, this is embarrassing. It's a mental illness. It's a mental disorder. Now that guy's going to probably have a felony charge because he had a knife and I don't know if he tried to stab somebody or what, but like his whole day, his whole mess is ruined. His whole situation is screwed up because he couldn't control his emotions out here. It's mental illness. Trump derangement syndrome is real. It's a mental illness. I've been around hundreds of thousands of Trump supporters. Not a single one has called me the N-word, a black Klansman. No one's tried to attack me or assault me. It only happens to people who voted for Joe Biden. The same Joe Biden that said, I ain't black if I don't support him, and said, I'm too dumb to use the internet, and the media ignores it. All these BLM and Antifa people ignore the bigot in the White House that spews his hatred every single day. I'm just saying all that to say, the truth is stranger than fiction. The left has perverted and ruined our society. It's a subversion of truth, reality, with everything, race, gender, the climate. while free speech is being eroded, pretty soon you won't be able to say there's only two genders. You won't be able to say Jesus is Lord. You won't be able to acknowledge biological realities. You won't be able to be pro-life. That's the country that the left is trying to move us towards, which is deep, dark, demonic. But we are on the side of truth, the side of love, the side of God, the side of freedom. And we're going to continue to march with flags, and we're not going to be shut down. We're not going to be intimidated. We're not going to be bullied. We're not going to let actual fascists try to destroy what we're doing. But it is getting a little bit chaotic here. We're at Times Square. It does appear that this is our final stop, like meaning I don't think we're going to move too much further because there are some not so friendly Antifa, BLM people up there trying to shut it down, trying to rain on our parade, just being Debbie Downers, man. Like, we're having a good time. All we're trying to do is just be free and just have a good time, but they don't like it. They brought out knives. They're being hostile. But thank you. You got an interview over here? Is that what's going on?
No, he's just a nice man. And we were talking about the media keeping the white American and the black American separated to cause divisiveness between us. Because if we stood together as one American people, you got to release it out of yourself by praying for your enemy.
Absolutely.
And that's all we got that we all can agree on is one person, one entity.
Yeah, we can agree on that. Absolutely.
We all believe in God in our own different ways, but there's a higher power up there that's far greater than us. No matter what color we are, if we came out with 3 eyes, it doesn't matter. That's evil. And if we don't pray for them, we're never going to rise them up out of that. They're going to stay stuck in that mentality of ugly.
Yeah, when God is for you, who can be against you?
That's right, nobody.
The guy that was calling me a black Klansman and shouting like obscenities at me, I told him Jesus loves him, and it made him. He started flipping me out.
I believe
It almost brings out a demon when you